chicken at your local supermarket and butcher shop. Let's get Pete Best in here.
All right.
Former Beatle. Missed out on the big money as far as I could tell.
Well, let's see how he's doing. Maybe he's doing better than we think.
Still crazy after all these years, Robin. The original Beatle.
Yeah.
The
unsung.
The unsung Beatle. Pete Best, what are you doing here? This is crazy. This is nuts. How are you, babe? Seriously, it's good to see you. Obviously the best-looking Beatle.
Yeah, now he is.
Oh, man, this is too nutty. I've been wanting to talk to you.
I've been wanting to talk to you.
Yeah.
A lot about you.
Have you really?
Yeah.
All bad things, I hope.
Oh, no.
No, nothing bad?
Good and bad.
What the hell are you doing in town? I thought you lived in England.
I'm over here for the convention.
Hey, this must... Hey, seriously, I gotta ask you right off the bat, man. It must drive you... I mean, I guess you
Does it drive you crazy?
Does it drive you crazy, man? All the money, all the women...
All the fame.
Like when you lay down at night and close your eyes.
Hey, when I lay down at night and close my eyes, that's the last thing I'm thinking of. I just want to think of disease, you know.
Yeah, getting asleep.
Yeah.
It didn't keep you up.
No, but
I ain't got any nightmares anymore, put it that way.
I mean, it must drive you crazy, right? I mean, me, personally, I would shoot myself. I swear to God I would.
I mean, okay, let's see. It cost me a lot of heartache and grief, okay, when I was kicked out. But
Yeah.
my lifestyle's changed. I mean, I quit show business in '68.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and...
It's a rat race. Believe me, I'm in it, and I know.
Yeah,
Believe me,
Yeah,
show
we ought to
business.
quit it.
You know about it, you don't have to be told.
We've been touring. In fact, tomorrow night we're playing the Ritz. I don't know if you're familiar with that hall, are you?
No. I'm not
1700.
familiar to New York, so, you know.
In fact, are you going to be in New York tomorrow night?
I might be. I never know. Yeah.
Good. Maybe we'll have you down there, and you could do drums to prove that you are a great drummer.
Well, thank you.
I would like to do that. What do you say, Robin?
Do you still handle the sticks?
Do you still play drums?
Not professionally, Rob, but, you know, now and again I'll get on and
Yeah.
beat the hell out of them, see what goes.
Check this out.
Yeah!
Hang in. That's the drum solo from Abbey Road. What song is that, Freddie, that I said?
Oh, like Penny, what is it? Prudence.
Carry that way.
Carry That Way.
Carry That Way, all right.
Remember that? Do you ever listen to Beatle albums, or like you completely disgusted with those dudes? So
No. I mean, you know, don't sort of make a point of listening to them, but there's certain tracks I like, and I'll play those over and over again.
Yeah.
Not the whole album, you know, not the whole setup or anything like that, but just the personal
Pete,
ones.
just tell me, because I don't know. What the hell happened?
Yes.
I've heard the story that George Martin said you didn't play the drums well enough, and George booted you out of the band.
George
Martin, the producer.
Well, let's get it straight. George Martin turned around and said he wasn't happy with my drumming at that time, okay.
Right.
But he made a point of telling Brian Epstein, don't change the physical lineup of the group.
Right.
Okay, you know, there's the heartthrob, the appeal, all the rest of it.
Because all the girls loved you.
Yeah.
Well, I believe so, yeah. I mean, you know.
That's the way it looked to you, huh?
You've gotten yours, I know. How many women would you say you've had your entire life? Seriously, maybe 150,000? I don't know.
Say, I lost count. What is that?
Really? Oh, man, you're so lucky. I swear to God. Oh, if only I could say that. Really, to have that many women.
So it was Epstein, you think?
No, I think basically what had happened, it got misconstrued. They had a guy called Andy White. George Martin said, okay, get Andy White, who's going to be at the convention, by the way. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll
promote the convention, but first I want to get to the bottom of this. I want the definitive story.
Okay.
I mean, don't give me any bull. Tell me the true story.
I'm not going to give you no bull.
All right.
Okay. So what happened was, they had Andy White standing by, because George Martin wanted him to play over the drums, because I laid Love Me Do Down, etc. In the meantime, I was kicked out, Ringo was brought in.
Ringo, he's no good. You're much better than Ringo.
Well,
come on.
The reason it was given was that I wasn't a good enough drummer. That's what happened when I was called into Brian's office, because he was the guy who gave me the bad news.
Oh, man.
And I've always been adamant that I was a better drummer than Ringo, okay? And there's always an awful lot of drummers in Liverpool who back me up on that point.
Really?
Okay.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Yeah, you know, but the other Beatles, they weren't like great musicians at the time either.
Yeah, I mean, the Beatles...
No, but the whole unit together made great sounds, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of charisma about it.
So didn't you go to, like, McCartney and Lennon and say, hey, what the hell is this? What's this all about?
They weren't even there, Howard. Okay, they left it up to Brian.
Bunch of
There was
creeps.
no one
Yeah.
in there.
Let me tell you, man, I'd be plenty angry.
I was angry, but you got to take into consideration I was dumbfounded and devastated as well.
Did you ever talk to them about it?
Saw them on 3 occasions after I was kicked out, because I was playing with a band called Lee Curtis and the All Stars.
Uh-huh.
And we played on the same bill as them twice. Close as what we are here now, and you know, we passed between one another. There was no communication.
Oh.
And 23 years later, there's been no personal contact.
You know, I never liked those Beatles.
Hey, let's just say the Beatles make great music, but personally, man, they leave a lot to be desired. Not good people.
No.
I mean, that's the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
They should have at least sent you like at least $5 million just to.
Well, I wouldn't have sent it back. I'd have accepted it. I'm not proud.
I mean, it's the kind of thing where at least they should have said, okay, well, hey, he was there from the beginning.
Right, Ringo wasn't there. Ringo didn't stay in those grubby hotels or those little rooms.
Yeah,
Hotels? We never saw a hotel. Are you kidding?
Yeah, and he didn't get the crap beat out of him in front of, like, pubs and stuff.
He didn't play for gangsters in Germany.
Yeah, Ringo's got your money.
That's right. He's got your wife, too.
That's right. He's got your wife. You should be married
Didn't when I left home.
That's right. So where are you living now? England?
I'm still in Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah, and married?
Married, yeah.
Kids?
Kids, 2 girls, 21 and 18.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Family's where it's at. Let me tell you. But you're in town promoting a...
Beatles convention.
Now, what about that? The Beatles convention.
Well, this is something which has been hosted by Liverpool Productions, Gerald Rosenay, and it's taking place at the Plaza Hotel in New Haven, 14th, 15th and 16th of this week. And they invited me over as a special guest because I've also got a book out, so I'm utilising that to promote the book.
Yeah, what is the book about?
The book's called...
Not the book, the book.
Yes,
it's English.
excuse me, book.
The book. What the hell's wrong with you, Robin?
I'm sorry.
The book.
It's called Beatle, the Pete Best Story, and it's been released on Dell Publishing in the States.
Hey, I'm going to buy that.
So that's the whole story.
Thank you. Yeah, that's great.
And you tell the whole story.
If you can read it, it's a great story. It covers everything. You know, it's got my particular side of the story, the funny side, the drama, the tragedy, the anecdotes.
Now, did John ever get it on with Brian Epstein? Is that a true story?
Now, which one's this you're talking about, Howard?
No, not Brian Epstein.
Brian Epstein.
Yeah, Brian Epstein. Remember, they were always saying that John had a
That Brian was
homosexual
in
thing?
love with John?
Brian was a homo and was in love with John.
Well, let's see if I can put some lights on the story. The first proposition that Brian ever made to anyone in the band was to me, actually.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey,
That's in the book.
Did you give him any?
No.
You see, that's why you got thrown out. I knew it.
Okay, it was cut and dried. The
Now, this is one hell of a boot.
I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah? Oh, so Brian Epstein's, what did he do? He, like, came up to you after a Beatles concert and said, hey, come on, give me some?
No, we just turned around and said, we're going for a drive on the way out to Blackpool, which is about 30 miles outside of Liverpool, which we normally did. And in the car, he sort of turned around and said, Pete, you want to stay the night? I turned around and said, no.
No way, man. No wonder he kicked
cut
you
and
out.
dried, and no further mention was made about it. But going back to the point you made before, Howard, about John and Brian Epstein, I don't know. I've read about it, but whether it's true or not, hey, I'm not the guy to turn around.
I know he stayed with the group. That's all I know.
All I know is he didn't get kicked out and you did. Maybe he gave him some.
Well, everyone's to their own opinion.
You know, every time you give something to someone, you know what I'm saying. Do you ever regret not giving them anything?
No. Far from it.
What about Yoko? You know Yoko?
No, I've never had the pleasure of meeting her.
She's not
Now,
so
do you
great.
ever hear from any of the Beatles now?
No, that's the funny thing, Robin.
Yeah.
Nothing at all, no communication at all whatsoever.
Is there a disc jockey named Scott Muni trying to pal up to you at all?
I've had a couple of words with him.
Oh, yeah? Is he trying to be like your best? Pete, as you know, I'm the 98th Beatle. The Beatles, I was wondering if we could hang out together, maybe just be seen together somewhere. Is he trying to be like your best friend?
No. He
Is
was very appreciative, actually. You know,
He doesn't try to hang out with you and stuff?
Well, I've only seen him for about half an hour.
Oh, because he's like an old nitwit who's trying to act like he's 18, playing records for people, and he's always trying to hang around with celebrities. So I was just
Well,
wondering.
you're telling me things I don't know.
No, I know you like him, but I mean, I guess I like him too.
Yeah, you don't have any reason not to.
So, did you used to have like wild sexual orgies in the early days with the Beatles?
Yep.
You did?
Wait a minute, I remember something about, you had some, like, really pretty girlfriend
Oh, I wish I had had that.
in Germany, wasn't it?
man.
What
Well,
was
we
that?
had a lot of pretty girlfriends in Germany.
Oh, man, really
and in
nice.
Liverpool.
A lot of
Yeah.
sweater meat?
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah?
let's be quite honest. You look at the guys, 18-year-olds in Germany, okay, middle of Sin City, St. Pauli, hardest, vice centre of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We get there, we take the German audience by storm.
Mm-hmm.
Girls were falling over themselves to go to bed with us. We're not going to refuse that, are we?
Yeah, I guess you can't.
Oh, man, I wish I...
A lot of pretty girlfriends in Germany.
Oh, man, really
and in
nice.
Liverpool.
A lot of
Yeah.
sweater meat?
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah?
let's be quite honest. You look at the guys, 18-year-olds in Germany, okay, middle of Sin City, St. Pauli, hardest, vice centre of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We get there, we take the German audience by storm. Girls were falling over themselves to go to bed with us. We're not going to refuse that, are we?
Yeah, I guess you can't.
Oh, man, I wish I had
Not with healthy appetites like we had. We're going to enjoy it.
Really? Would you have, like, let's say 2 or 3 girls a night back in those days?
And the rest.
Oh, my goodness. And the rest.
And the rest?
That means more than 3 girls.
Whoa.
Let me just say something. I don't know.
If you...
Pete, I don't know what kind of drummer you are, but let me tell you something, man. In terms of sexual prowess, you're an animal. Now, I was just listening to this album back there, Pete, and I hear you playing the drums. You play damn much better than Ringo. It had to be because you didn't give Brian Epstein any sex. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
man.
we've looked at the evidence.
We heard the record. It's just as good as Ringo, if not better.
Let people make their own decision. Drumming-wise, I've said I'm better than him, okay.
Here, let me hear. Just for people who are just tuning in. And we've got 1 million+ listeners.
Well, Ringo also was the Beatle who got the least respect.
Yeah?
Yes,
Right.
absolutely. Nobody liked Ringo.
I think Ringo made a pact with the devil. That's how he got to...
Whenever we traded Beatle cards, you could give Ringo away for nothing.
Yeah.
You couldn't trade anything for Ringo.
Ringo was the worst Beatle.
Yeah.
Well, okay, as regards the guy who took over my particular role in life,
You might as well agree with
he
him.
owes me one for that.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, wait, listen. Sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
it's good tracks. It's good drumming.
When I see you every day, I say,
Sounds like the Beatles to me.
Yeah. Sounds like good Beatles music to me.
Yeah.
Hey, so did any of the other Beatle wives try to hit on you because you were the best-looking Beatle?
No.
No?
No.
You guys didn't share and stuff like that?
Still got the...
You didn't get any of the Beatle money?
Oh, are you kidding? I
Nothing.
haven't seen
No.
nothing of it.
Haven't seen a
Nothing
penny.
at all whatsoever.
Oh, man.
And they never gave you like a job in the organization? They never offered you anything like that?
No.
Huh.
Nothing at all.
Now, when people see an interview and stuff, do they give you a hard time about all this? Like, oh, man, I can't believe it. You...
No, okay. If people are prepared to sort of listen to me talking about it, I'm prepared to be open, quite candid and honest with them. If I can give the answers, and the stuff they want to hear, I'll do it. But I won't sort of, if I haven't got the answer, or I don't know the answer, I'll just turn around and tell them.
Well, I
Straight
guess
to the
what
point.
everybody wants to know, well, how did you feel when, the thing happened to John? I mean, it still must have affected you.
Yeah. A lot of people would say...
Wait a second. Let me stop this for a second.
What?
Never bring up John's death. Just try to say John is out of the country.
People want
I don't
to
want to
know
depress
this,
people.
Howard.
It's afternoon.
People want to know.
Really?
Yeah, they want to know.
I said just John retired. How did you feel when John retired and we haven't heard from him in a couple of years?
It upset me.
It did.
Because what a lot of people turn around and forget is that even though it was 20 years afterwards, and I hadn't seen the guy, I'd known that guy and I'd been through Hamburg with him in Liverpool, knew him even before I became a Beatle. And he was, as far as I was concerned, one hell of a person.
Even though he didn't even say anything to you after the Beatles threw you out.
No, you've got to take that in, take the rough with the smooth. Okay. I remember...
No, you're being too nice a guy here, Pete. Let me tell you something.
No, I can understand that.
Yeah?
Yeah. You still have those feelings. There were good times.
There were good times.
Yeah.
It's no good counting the guys, as you'd turn around and say, retired, no longer here.
Yeah, I just think, Yoko getting all of John's money, he could have left you something in his will or something.
Yeah. Well,
Well, it would have been a nice consideration.
It sure would have been.
I don't think he remembered his kids, Howard. He had very bad memory.
Yeah, I don't even think Julian even got any money, to be honest with you, Pete, so don't feel too bad.
There's a guy who's going to mature into a good musician.
Yeah.
He's a good musician now, but I think he's going to mature and a lot more.
Yeah, he's not a bad dude.
Yeah.
But, so let's get back to how you met the Beatles. I mean, how did you get into the group in the first place? You and John were just friends?
What had happened was, my mother had a club called the Casbah back home in Liverpool, which
Right.
is in the basement of a house. And the group which should have opened it, called Les Stewart Quartet, had 2 guys in the band called George Harrison and Ken Brown. The group broke up a couple of days before the club was due to open, and George Harrison came down with Ken Brown, and he turned around and said, the original group's broken up, but I just happen to know 2 guys who happen to be John Lennon, Paul McCartney. And he said, I'll ask them and see whether they're interested in opening the club. They came down, great, we'd love to open it. My mother asked them, what are you going to play as? And they turned around and came up with the name The Quarrymen. And they had a regular spot with Ken Brown at the club, and they played there for quite some time. No drummer, just 4 guitar lineup doing harmonies, Carl Perkins music, all standards. Then they left, auditioned for Larry Parnes, went back to sing a called Johnny Gentle on a tour of Scotland.
Right.
And they had a drummer originally then called Tommy Moore. The tour wasn't a raving success, and when they came back, Tommy Moore was, he'd had enough.
Right.
And he went back to being a forklift truck driver in Liverpool. And
He's probably kicking himself
Not
in
a
the head.
smart move.
well, he's around, I should imagine that as he turns around and says, it's water under the bridge. It's
Right.
fate. Okay, I'm not particularly
It's a good attitude, a lot better than I have. I would have been, if it was me who was in the Beatles, and then Brian Epstein told me to get out, I'd be like walking around, hanging out at the Beatles door every day, saying, "You guys better give me some more money."
Yeah. I think we're bad attitude people.
Yeah, but we have a real bad attitude. You have a much mellower. You seem much mellower than we are.
Well, the thing is, I mean, okay, after the dismissal, Howard, as I mentioned before, a lot of upset. I mean, okay, I cried my eyes out. There was no kidding about that, because they were on the way to,
The top.
stardom.
Right.
I don't think even they themselves recognized how far they were going to go.
Right.
But we had an inner belief that we were going to go places.
Right.
And that upset me. And for, quite some time afterwards, it gave me a lot of heartache.
Yeah.
Well, were you
nice.
close as a group? I mean,
Did you guys hang out and stuff? Did you live together? Were you guys
I mean,
close?
okay, you got to take into consideration. I mean, originally there were 5 of us. Okay, we had Stu with us.
Right.
Then Stu left the band, and then tragically died.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another story. But that left 4 of us.
Stu was the guy who was with the band. He died because outside a club, some punks beat him up or something, and then he got like a brain.
Well, the story goes, I mean, John and I pitched in on that particular night and helped out on it.
Right.
Okay, no one can actually turn around and say it was the beating he took,
Yeah.
but it could have started something off, As it so happened, he did die tragically of a brain hemorrhage.
Right.
But okay, I mean, going back to the original point, we spent 2 years of our lives together in Hamburg, living out of one another's pockets, sharing the same girlfriends, doing the
pretty
same
close.
things.
That's pretty close.
That's more than close.
Family.
Passing them around. So there was a blend there, there was a unity.
Yeah.
And I think it was that camaraderie which was split up when the actual split came.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, because you notice that the Beatles aren't close even now. I mean, you don't see
you
Paul, Ringo, and George like hanging out. They hardly ever see
Yeah,
each
but
other.
initially they were a unit. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I can't sort of speak for them what's happened afterwards. They've all sort of gone their own different ways. But
Yeah.
initially it was a specific unit.
I can't believe those guys don't even get in touch with you. So let's get back to the good old days. So you would have did you ever have like 2 lesbians in the room with you and just
Oh,
you?
No, I don't touch lesbians.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No.
Or 2 girls at the same time with just you in the room?
Sure.
Or you and John with 2 girls?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, okay, let's be honest about it. There's times when, because we were in, different accommodation, if you can put it that way. We were in the back of the Bambikino, which wasn't a 4-star hotel, put it that way.
and all the girls would pile in, and you, John, and George and Paul would, just take all the girls at the same time. Oh, my God. Oh, man.
pass me
You
around.
never got
Pass me around.
embarrassed?
All right, listen, let me ask you this. In the shower, who was the biggest Beatle? Come on. Who was the biggest man? Be honest. No one's ever asked you that
Yeah,
before.
I think we most probably all were equally well endowed.
Oh, really? No, come on. You're being much too...
No. I mean,
Because I seen a picture
we
of
were
John.
healthy young men.
I saw a picture of John naked. He was pretty well endowed. It wasn't that big. It wasn't as big as, let's say, like Jimi Hendrix. But certainly,
It's the purpose.
I would say that John, in a flaccid state, was 4 inches at least.
Yeah.
So Pete, you're saying that you, John, Paul, and George were all the same size. Fascinating.
Not to a millimeter. Let's not put it that way. But we were close.
Were you maybe the biggest Beatle?
height-wise? Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Who had the most sexual prowess?
Who could have the most women at one time?
I would say that averaged out over the course of the night. I'd put my hand up.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, man. I can't believe that. Oh, my God.
That averaged out over the course of the night. I'd put my hand up.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, man. I can't believe that. Oh, my God.
I've got a sexual appetite.
Really? So do I. Just to get the satisfy. That's the only problem.
He goes wanting.
Oh, man, I can't believe that. And everybody had the same size penis. Can you imagine that, Robin? This is what I always want to know about the
That's why they were a
Beatles.
group, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that's fascinating. This is just a fascinating video.
Isn't it?
So where's this Beatle convention going to be?
That's at the Park Plaza in New Haven. Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 14th, 15th, 16th.
Oh, February 14th, 15th, and 16th, the Park Plaza Hotel, New Haven, Connecticut. Hey, seriously, what are you doing tomorrow night? Come to the Ritz. Wait till you see. We're performing in front of 1,700 people. You come in, we introduce you, you play a song with my band Pig Vomit, and once and for all, we prove that
Later
you're the
rest.
best. What do you
Well,
consider
this
it?
way, if I could get there, I'd consider it.
Really? Oh, man.
Well, you know we're going to be in his backyard,
promises,
too,
no
not too
promises.
long from now.
Where are we going to be?
In England, you
Oh,
silly.
that's right. We're coming to England, you know.
Oh, you win.
We're going to do the show from England March 23rd through the 28th.
On what channel?
Well, we're
We're
going
gonna
to
broadcast
take it
back
actually
here.
over there.
yeah, via satellite. We're going to come back into New York.
That'd be interesting.
We'll have you on there,
get,
too.
Some good reaction from the folks back home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, England would be great, man.
Now, one other question I have. The Beatles aren't too well liked in Liverpool now, are they?
No, they're still liked. I mean, it's just the fact that, okay, they grew up in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And it's been, okay, 20 years, and people have grown up with the stories, you know, the statues are there. So Liverpool's, you know, quite blasé about the fact, okay, the Beatles were here,
Yeah.
and they're accepted.
Oh, okay.
So you mean, let's say George would finish with a girl, then you would just, like, hop on? I mean, it was that close?
As long as it wasn't too sloppy.
Oh, dear.
Man, this is something else. I got to get your book. The book, I mean.
Yeah, the book, the book.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Can we take a few phone calls and then, yeah, well, why not? Let's take some phone
Okay,
calls.
yeah,
Let's see what's
why
on
not?
people's mind. He's here. He's happening. And who knows, he might even show up at the Ritz tomorrow night and be our drummer. Oh, that would be cool. And we wouldn't kick you out either. I swear to God. We'd be proud. Pete Best. Is that your real name or is that your stage name?
That's my real name.
Really?
That's what I was born with.
Howard,
Yeah, hi.
what's up?
What's happening, dude?
How's it going?
Hey, you digging this interview?
Oh, this is great.
Who is the greatest interviewer in the whole world?
Always thinking this Bernice is number one.
I asked the questions that everyone wants to know.
Right.
Who was the most well-hung? I always pictured Paul McCartney, though, having a small one.
Really?
Yeah, and I think Pete's being kind to him in terms of endowment. I just can't believe they're all equally endowed.
Howard,
Yes.
you guys are great.
You got a question?
What?
The people who listen are idiots to the show. I don't mind telling you that.
Howard, Joe was great. You guys are number one up there.
If I was Brian Epstein, I'd kick you out of my radio show.
Howard, you should be in the
Just
one.
like this. See that? That's the way you fire someone. Thank you. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard,
Yes.
did all four Beatles ever go down on one girl at once?
Oh,
Come
please,
on,
sir.
sir. Isn't that disgusting? Isn't that obnoxious? Isn't that rude? Well, what's
Hey,
the
that's
answer?
what America's about.
All right, get out of here, you nut.
The ugly Americans.
Americans are so infantile. Please, let me apologize for my country on my...
Howard.
Yes,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I want to know, Howard, Ringo did some music after the band broke up.
Yeah.
One sentence, sir. One complete sentence is what we're looking for.
Ringo has an album out, and it's a great album. Pete Best never did any stuff.
Oh, shut up, you idiot. Of course Ringo put out his own album because he's with the Beatles. He got burned!
Why?
Don't you tell me!
He's a good musician.
How's that, Pete?
That's good, then. There
Thank
you
you.
go. Just to put him in the picture, I did get an album out anyway.
Oh, Pete does have an album. What album is that?
That was Pete Best Combo, Best of the Beatles.
Pete Best Combo, Best of the Beatles. So there.
Yeah, but Ringo had some hits.
Ringo
Yeah,
had
but
some-
Ringo was an ex-Beatle.
Oh, here it is. Best of the Beatles. All right, we'll play something from that.
Yeah.
You're on the air. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, this the 92 came up?
Hey, listen, you better not embarrass me. Answer a normal question.
Yes. I want to know.
I want to know, did all four Beatles go down on the same woman at the same time?
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'd like to know who wrote most of the original tunes? Was it Paul McCartney or John Lennon?
Yeah, you do always hear that, Pete. You always hear how, like, Paul is now saying that he really wrote most of the songs.
Yeah. I think at that time, I mean, it was conveyed to us that it was a 50-50 split. Okay, I mean, they all contributed. Because let's be honest, a lot of the original material was stuff which they penned before they ever became the Beatles.
Yeah.
They experimented with it. Where the origins came from and whose own material it was, we don't really know. Because it came out as the, Lennon and McCartney syndrome.
Oh, so you never actually saw them working on the songs?
No, the only one I saw them working on was Can't...
Care
Sorry, Love Me Do.
Oh, Love Me Do.
And P.S. I Love You, yeah.
That sounds like McCartney songs, though.
Sorry?
Those sound more like McCartney songs, P.S.
No, the two of them sat in on that one.
Really?
Wrote the lyrics and put the music down because I was in Germany. I actually watched them do it. So that's how I can vouch on that one.
See there.
I couldn't hear him, Howard. So who did he say?
He's saying 50-50 pretty much.
50-50.
Yeah.
But I really thought it was like Paul McCartney wrote most of them.
Nah.
Well, that's what Paul's trying to pass. Now that John's dead, he's trying to say that he wrote all the songs,
Yeah.
which is not cool.
Okay.
All
Good
right.
show, Howard.
All right, one more call. One more call. Make it a good one.
Yeah, Pete.
Yeah.
What kind of success rate did you have after that album that you put out?
Which one? The Best of the Beatles?
Yes.
Yeah, not too good, unfortunately. We couldn't stay in America simply because the fact that at that time they were taking a name for a name. It was a musicians' union agreement. And they turned around and said, Pete, you can stay in the States, but unfortunately the boys have got to go back home. And I wouldn't do that because I'd been with the band about 3 years by this time, 3 or 4 years. And I said, no, I said, either we all stay or we all go back home. When we got back home again, things weren't quite the same. The scene had changed a little bit and we found it hard to break back in again. And we struggled on till around about 1968, and that was in 68 when I turned around and said, okay, that's it as far as I'm concerned.
That was the end of it. You didn't want to be in show business anymore.
No, well, I had a lot of things on my plate. I mean, I was married, I had a young daughter, and I had to start looking towards their interest as well. Yeah. I'm being honest about it.
So what did you do after you left?
Yeah, what did you do after you left show business?
I worked for 12 months in a bakery.
No kidding?
Yeah, simply because the fact when I applied for jobs, I thought it'd be dead easy to get a job. They turned around and said, what have you done since leaving school? I've been a rock musician.
That's right.
Oh, you're going to go back into the business. So I got the offer to work in a bakery. Sliced bread, rack bread, did all the menial tasks, labouring.
Yeah.
And proved myself for about 12 months, and then I got the offer from the civil service, to work for the government. And I've been with them ever since.
Wow. I think you wrote the book, too.
Yeah, that came later.
That sounds great, really. When did the book come out?
The book actually came out state-wise last year. And that's Beatle, the Pete Best story, and it's out on Dell.
See, I didn't hear a lot about the book. That's why I'm kind of, I didn't even know it was out, so that's why I'm going to buy it now.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Is this the first publicity tour that's gone on about it?
Yeah, really.
Oh, okay. That's probably why. So anyway, dude, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Listen, I just want to tell you, go to mornings, you're going to do great.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, take care.
Bye. 246 at 92.3 K-Rock. Pete Best, maybe we should end this by playing some Pete Best music.
Yeah.
What do you say? Which track should I play from Best of the Beatles? Or should I play the Decca Audition?
Decca Audition would be good.
What do you want me to play from it? Which track?
Which one did you play before?
I don't know, I just kind of looked around. What do you think's good on it? I want something that shows you, hey, you ought to come to the Ritz. I swear to God, you would have a good time, man. You should see me live.
That is something I would take you up on.
Really?
Yeah.
You should come.
I'd like to have the offer.
Yeah, tomorrow night. And then I'll invite you up and you'll play drums with my band, Pig Vomit.
Have you only got one stick?
Oh, we got
only good with one stick now.
No, let me tell you. Let me see here. Hey, Pete, if I gave you the drum, could you honor me with a drum solo?
Now?
Yeah.
No, I'll give you one beat and that's about it.
That's it? Yeah. All right, it's worth it. One beat. One beat I'll do it. Wait. One beat I'll take anything from you, man, because, I mean, after all, you're legendary. Wait a second, I'll give you sticks.
What a setup.
Here we go, Pete.
Okay.
Do it.
One
Here's
beat.
Pete Best.
That's it. A
Beautiful,
Pete Best
man.
beat.
Much better than Ringo, I swear to God.
That's just for starters.
Oh, anyway, here, let me play a track from the Decca thing. I want to thank you for coming on.